Hello, everyone.
Hello and good morning. So you'll notice we don't have a match being broadcast at the moment, but we also noticed that for some silly reason, 500 of you guys are already tuning in. So despite the fact we're having some issues, we decided to give you an update on what exactly is going on. So here in chat, I've been actually talking with ByuN a little bit while we've been waiting. Bly as well, poking some fun areners and talking to some of the players, but for whatever reason, it seems like there wasn't like a check-in almost for the or for the bracket. So
There
oh,
wasn't.
so there was a bit of a hiccup there. But ByuN and Hydra may be facing off. Actually, I didn't even realize Hydra was actually here.
Maybe he's
But I
not.
guess ByuN just got into a game, so either he's in a lobby with Hydra right now, or he's getting into like a ladder match because it's just coincidence of timing. But no, I have an invite. King Sejong
Good.
Station.
Yeah,
And this will be a good one, no less, too. ByuN versus Hydra.
sure. Waited a long time, so it's great that we have a good one. I don't know, Forte might have gotten into a game, or yeah, might have played a ladder game, because
I think he went to ladder. I was talking to him a little bit as well.
they won 0 at 15 minutes, and then they def win at 30 minutes, which might be okay if they had a check-in system, but why both
Yeah,
combos?
I just, at this point, I'm pretty confident that either we're really cocky and we become, like, pompous and accustomed to certain lifestyle, you know what I mean? Or, alternatively, we are just cursed to never cast something that's run smoothly ever again. And the latter of the two is more scary to me than the former.
Ah, well, whatever. ByuN made it. I should put us all hosts. That's nice of him. We did have some resubs while we were waiting with the wonderful break screen. Including, I guess we had Junkie being a new sub 6 hours ago, which is cool. Drunken Master resub for 21 months says good morning 8 minutes ago. Lego Masters 666 resub for 7 months. Wicked Metal resub for 7 months as well and says there we fucking go. And then had to wait another 8 minutes before we actually went anywhere. Just kidding. Anyway, it's finally happening. In the bottom right, as the blue Terran, he is ByuN.
And in the upper left, we haven't had to do with a barcode in some time, but trust me when I tell you that this guy is going to be the red Zerg player, Hydra.
Yeah.
Now, Hydra's actually been in a bit of a funny spot lately, I feel. And let's ignore the ByuN element for a moment, guys, because we all know how good he is at the matchup. We don't need to upsell you on ByuN. Hydra, for a lot of different reasons, has not been showing the craziest games of late. He's not been the Korean Gosu God of 2015. And don't get me wrong, this guy's still good. But every tournament, it's like he runs into Neeb, and every tournament, it's like, all right, I won this one, then I lost the next one, then I won this one. The nice thing to say about Hydra, though, is right now he does seem to be on the upswing. His last couple of events he's been to, he's been further along than normal, and he's also not been losing to a lot of the same silly things. The only thing I'm worried about for Hydra is that, again, well, actually, two things I'm worried about for Hydra, I should say. There's the ByuN element, right? It's freaking ByuN. But the other part of it being, he doesn't seem to be too innovative as of late. Like last year was very evident when he would swap styles, or you'd see somebody like cats whispering in his ear, right? Like lately, he's been playing a lot of the same.
Sure. I actually kind of disagree on one comment you made, and that he's on the upswing. I'd say that he's on a pretty significant downswing. Hydra, I guess. I mean, so he lost to Polt and Shoutcraft, and that's whatever. It's a best of one. Then he loses to Welmu at Montreal, which is potentially whatever because, maybe Welmu just had a good week that week, and it seemed like he really did. He lost, 2-3, and everyone
was tearing everybody up. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone complained about like Adepts and whatnot. Then he goes on to, I guess, like another smaller tournament. Don't really know about Shanghai. Oh, is that the S? Whatever. Okay, actually don't know
SGL.
that. Yeah, but the Copa America. So that's what we noticed yesterday. At least I noticed yesterday, is that he lost to Namshar and some guy named Origin, who was a Terran player.
So the Copa stuff we talked about a little bit on stream, and for those who weren't here, it was on the European server, and that's not an excuse, but it's just a point to make. I was actually thinking he was doing better versus Terran than I realized, but I guess, yeah, with the Shanglong Ling or whatever, the SGL Cup, he took quite a few Terran losses. I actually, in my mind,
Yeah.
most recently had Terran victories in hand. But I guess he's not doing so hot. So I agree him by disagreeing with my statement.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of speculation about what could happen. I don't want to speculate, though. This could just be like an off month for the guy, right? And we're going to talk about him retiring soon, and he's like, what the fuck, guys? Nah, it could just be,
So
like I
be it.
said, yeah, exactly, a bad month. But that doesn't bode well to go up against the likes of ByuN, who has been on a hot streak for the last couple of months. Thank you, Thubert, 338 for the 19-month resub.
Dr. Hibbert?
I don't get it.
The Simpsons guy, the doctor, he like laughs all stupid. I probably didn't do it well. It's
Oh,
4:30
the,
in morning.
oh, I know who you're talking about now that you said the laugh was supposed to be. I get it. Anyway. So, ByuN does lose his Reaper, but only after stalling out and killing Lings and the drones, so I would say that's worth. He's not going for the typical ByuN build. He did go for the Hellion that we saw, and then up into a Woodamine drop. So the Hellion was kind of a odd little addition, I suppose. But Woodamine and then tank. So if Hydra did have any like counterattack going on or anything like that, it wouldn't really work. The tank would cover it, and in fact, ByuN could follow up this Woodamine drop with that tank push. Bit of an older build, to be honest. Oh god. Oh, okay, thank god. Bit of an older
Nice.
build.
Oh, I like that. That was some fucking class right there.
That was clever. But one that can still do damage. Sometimes, like, the older builds coming back out can just surprise what should be a very easy defense, because Queens have gotten even better. As you can see, though, Hydra not exactly in perfect positioning. Had to deal with the natural first and then send his Queens over, and there's not any creep, so stimless Marines are going to be able to get a hatchery cancel, and some of that has to do with the fact... Oh, yes, okay. Has to do with the fact that it was delayed by, you know, even 20, 30 seconds. That additional health and those Marines are chased by the Queens just in time, as opposed to just not in time. So this is... It's not a great start for Hydra. That's what it is.
Definitely not.
Oof.
Although, well, that first attack didn't go well. I believe I have to ask because I don't actually know. These are all best of threes, right?
Correct. As far
Okay,
as I
so
know.
it's a double elimination bracket for those who don't know, and I was not sure because I just realized it's not actually listed anywhere. There's no specifications.
Jesus, mahogany.
Uh-oh.
Baby Jesus. Oh, okay. Okay, you can go away.
Yeah, I don't like Pommy, so it's all good.
Okay, good, he left. Alright, oh my goodness, barely says Jesus. Alright, just gonna be going into a Spire, if I had to guess. It's King Sejong, it's Ling Baneling for now. I mean, you have some Europeans adding in a Visation Pit while going for similar upgrades and similar structures. But that does seem to be like a European thing. Koreans and Hydra still being
So,
a
like-
Korean, you know, technically, I suppose.
Is that like kissing someone on the cheek when you greet them? It's a European thing.
Yeah, actually. Not all Europeans do that, though. Just like not all Europeans go for an infestation pit. Bam.
That's actually true considering people like Snoot. And actually, that's wrong. He does go for infestation pit. It's sometimes the hive that doesn't come into effect. So I
Yeah.
once again
exactly.
recant my statement.
Yeah, but I was gonna, like, you know, Hydra hasn't been in... Well, I guess he was in Korea, technically. He had to go there for, I believe, like, just re-upping his visa or passport or whatever. So that was, like, a couple months ago. But, I mean, the point is he's been, like, you know, more in the American scene, or should have been, living in America for so long. But that doesn't even really matter, because in my opinion, always, like, the Europeans are doing their own thing, Koreans are doing perfectionist things, and then North Americans are trying to copy the Koreans.
Right?
So Hydra...
Goes full circle.
Yeah, Hydra being, you know, kind of both, I suppose, makes sense that he goes for a Spire, but he's actually going for an Infestation Pit, so changing things up, maybe actually taking more influence not from the likes of the majority of Koreans, but more of the likes of like what Solar and Armani are throwing out nowadays, and I think that actually more Koreans are getting more used to, which is that heavy queen defense into still melee upgrades, yeah, but Infestation Pit, fast hive still, but no roaches.
I like that sort of round circle meta, circle of life you just finished describing too, because that is gonna be this is gonna be the first time in StarCraft's history it's been like that, right? So, or at least in such a I guess colorful way. I'm really curious what BlizzCon is gonna look like.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. I think that, what is it, me now?
I'm not seeing any lag. Oh, well, as soon as you said that.
Yeah, it looks like Karma bit me in the butt. I pressed the
Wow.
zoom button.
Okay,
Oh, man.
Cursed?
Cursed. Now my computer's going to crash, so I'll see you guys eventually.
Is your computer actually gonna crash?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh. Okay. Bye-bye.
I'm actually just going to force crash it because nothing else is working. Ugh. This cast has been cursed from the start.
Hello. Howdy.
Hello.
Hi, so I'm currently streaming on my channel with no delay, just temporarily for this one game, so people can watch the recovery. I don't have my cast on right now, so it kind of works. Anyways, I'm not sure if watching this is going to be possible or not. Hydra gets a really nice run by down here to the south, however, and will kill a couple of SCVs. ByuN only just now getting his production down, but, ooh, those Widow Mines actually end up being a really nice block. Problem for ByuN, though, is this is a point of the game where normally he's well done, has all his barracks set up, he's good to go, moving on towards Ghosts and Liberators and whatnot. Instead, he's still sticking on that bio. He's got to get that push. He's got a drop going off in the main. The Ultros Caverns got Chitinous Blade ticking. I mean, this is a push ByuN does with normal bio that buys him time to get towards those Ghosts, but right now, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Hydra's a little bit shy on that overall army count. Takes a fight on creep, eats some of the Bailey's in the face with the Marines. The Widow Mines do get to burrow. We'll see if they'll be friendly or painful here. They are going off on a lot of those lings. Hydra's supply down quite a bit, but his Ultralisk count has begun. It's on the way, and oh, it really hurts to use the mouse like this. Son of a bitch. But yeah, 12 Marines, 2 Marauders. It should look more like 9 Marines and 3 Marauders, and furthermore, even better than that would be Ghosts, but as we see, that's not really the case right now. The SV transfer is just a little bit too much, but the Lings might help deal with that oversaturation. Goes back to fight it. Got Widow Mines off, cooldown on the front lines. I mean, there's like 6 Widow Mines here, so the Banelings and the Lings shouldn't be as big of a problem as they normally are. Base is actually just going to straight up die, and while this goes on, of course, Hydra is like moments away from getting Chitinous Blade complete. He's already got 3-3 started. This is like classic TvZ here. Oh, Scumbag Widow Mines help kill the Medivacs. Queens finish him off, and ByuN just loses his whole army on the front lines. Although 6 Widow Mines do work together to kill an Ultralisk, I guess. But this is problems. We know for a fact from casting him for so damn... Oh, hey, it's my 16-month anniversary. Heh. We know from casting him for so long that ByuN can easily handle the late game if he's prepared for it. But he's really been caught off guard by this. There's no Ghost Academy even down. He's still pumping out Widow Mines. Hell, he hasn't even cleaned up the Overseer that's chilling in his main. His option is going to be to go for Liberators by the looks of it, with this additional starport coming down. But the problem with that, it still might not even cut it. There's so many Queens here with Transfuses. He doesn't really have that many. There'll be like 2, maybe 1 at most. He's still building Medivacs. He's going to kite around and try and use the Sim City. It's really his only option by the looks of things. Although the Ultras do get really far away from the Queens. There we go, back up to those healers. Mama!
Mama.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave this double zoomed out, guys. This actually really hurts to maneuver the camera so much. Goes inside the bunker. That's not going to hold up for too long. We finally have some of those Lings on the front line. We might not have Banelings, but I also know that Hydra's actually supply blocked right now. 154 supply. Not enough Overlords to actually build up that bigger army. And I hope he realizes that, because this could actually cost him pretty badly later. The Ultralisk actually going to be kited around through that middle line. As we can see, when it's just an Ultralisk on its own, there's not Lings on top of the Marines and whatnot. You can actually focus fire them down pretty nicely, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The Medivacs are pretty dry. These Stims are killing him more than the Kaiser Blades are, and I think ByuN's actually lost game 1. GG.
That delay, though. Cool.
So are you back on base trade now?
I am, yes.
Oh.
What a weird thing to tell me.
Just host base trade back. Huh?
Oh, sorry. Someone messaged me in game. The Feng messaged me in game.
Oh, we say don't
I
lag.
remember your cute cat.
All right, so those watching on my channel, I'm going to take this down, and we'll go back to BaseTradeTV. It's got a proper delay and whatnot. As you can see, the game's starting, but we'll see you on BaseTradeTV in a few minutes. This was just like a clutch solution. Bye!
Let me know if it's back up, I guess.
Yeah, it's already up. I can see it.
Okay, cool. That's what I figured, but just making sure. Alright, thanks to Little Musing for the 8-month resub. Time sure passes fast. Sure it does. In the top left, from my understanding, he's down 1.
Yeah.
It is the blue Terran, ByuN.
You know, before we introduce the other guy too, like, let's get out of the way. In the top right, it's gonna be the red Zerg player coming from North America. It's Hydra. I was just gonna say though, it's actually astonishing to me that he's down 1 because that game started off like before you disconnected, right? He was doing really well. He was in a lot of control. I thought that wasn't gonna be a game that got like that, but that was something where ByuN, if he doesn't hit that timing, if he doesn't kill somebody before those ultras are good to go like he normally does, he usually has Ghost to fall back on, but he didn't. It was so weird watching that happen.
Yeah, he's
like
pretty all in on 3 bases from what I saw. Which isn't usually what ByuN does. ByuN usually seamlessly transitions into the late game, but I will say that despite what was looking to be a good opener, ByuN loses the games he doesn't go for the faster second barracks. That was true in the best of 9 versus Solar. That's been true in other best of 5 finals or best of 3 semifinals. If he tries to mix things up by going for Wood Mine drop or a tank push, it might do okay damage, but it just doesn't... He can't win beyond that for whatever reason. It's very consistent.
Yeah. Okay, finally have everything turned off now on my side. I can just go back to watching you. Yay!
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be more careful with the zoom button, clearly. Or my karma.
Yeah, I was like, is it thundering over there already?
No, I just literally was like, it wasn't even... It was like StarCraft that messed up my computer. It's StarCraft's fault. That's what I'm getting at. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat.
It does float my boat.
By the way, unrelated, guys. Well, I might not be streaming there too often. If you are willing and able, if you can follow my own Twitch channel that we just used for that sort of ninja band-aid recovery, I'd certainly appreciate it. Streamed some Fallout 3 the other night, or Fallout 4 the other night. It was actually quite a bit of fun. But anyways, as we focus on what goes on here, I guess it is double elimination, so that reminder of anyone who's not looking at the brackets. If ByuN were to fall for whatever crazy reason, he's still going to have some fall back. He actually would go on to fight... Wait, what are they on the bracket? They're 28s? Oh, he has just a whole open bracket with nobody there, so he'd just be chilling for a while.
Yeah. I've never noticed this before. I don't want to bring it up on stream, though, in case no one else has noticed it yet.
Well, no, now you gotta.
There's, like, a line on OBS, but not on my monitor.
A line?
Yeah, as if something is, like, has the slightest bit, like, 98% transparency, but it's still there. Right there.
Oh, along the top middle, or what are we talking about?
Yeah,
here?
yeah, kind of like the top, like, left middle.
That might be a VSync thing. I'll wait till I look at stream in a bit and on the delay and
Yeah.
give my proper 2 cents later. If it shows up on stream. If it doesn't show up on stream, that might be your monitor, but...
Could be. Hold on.
Actually, I'm looking at the streaming now.
Oh, okay, good. It is my monitor. You're right. Good. I moved OBS.
I was gonna say, usually it's a case of a loose wire or something. If it's something
Yeah.
for your monitor.
This second monitor is the oldest one, the one I never replaced. So this one has some issues. Anyway.
Well, guys, we're nailing on today's cast. Thank you for joining us
You
so
know what?
far.
Whatever.
Now, Hydra, he did get that fast Overlord speed. One of the Overlords almost died, but he did get a nice scout into the main. Got to peek at what ByuN's doing. And I think ByuN's a player you really do want to have a scout on. You really need to know if what his timings are going to look like above all else.
Well, usually it's a pretty good guess to go for the second barracks, but certainly last game it's not always the case. So confirming that it is second barracks and that you're going to be needing to defend against an earlier push and a more consistent push is certainly worth scouting. Now, for ByuN's sake, the Reaper didn't really get a good scout, and it didn't get a follow-up scout, so... Excuse me, didn't see the Lings going through here, nor the Baneling Nest that, a Baneling Nest at this time could either have been defensive for like a Hellbat all-in, which ByuN doesn't really do that often, or offensive, which we see is actually going to be the case here.
Oh, rest in peace,
that's
Reaper.
a suspicious amount of lings. He does
Yeah,
go back.
I was keeping his vision. He didn't actually see the banelings. The problem there. So these two medevacs in the middle of the map might be dancing around with the lings, but they also might get caught behind retreating stutter stepping into some banelings. For Hydra, of course, he wants to keep those 6-ish, or was it like 7 alive, so they can walk up to that depot line and just bust it. But ByuN, he's getting aggressive on the other side of the map and back at home. There just simply isn't enough. The Widow Mines, oh god, can these Widow Mines save the day?
Nope. They don't save his supply depots, but they might save his enduring base.
He does kill the last 2 banelings with the Widow Mine, though, so that actually gave some power with the SCVs being pulled to the ramp like that. That's not something that I think a lot of people hold.
To be honest, the Marines would have been able to focus fire the banelings anyway. Like, he prepared for a counterattack. He probably wasn't expecting the banelings. Those lane counterattacks are pretty common, so
yeah,
that was well handled. It's a little late in the combat shields because of it, but not too bad. I think it could have been sort of like 30 seconds faster. Might be a big deal, might not. Thanks to Citizen20 for the 4-month resub, and thanks for the new sub, Devabi, and of course, Kalari Shatal for the 17-month resub. Trying to get on top of the queens, but they've got transfused and they got Baneling back up again. I would zoom out, but I'm afraid to use the button. I'll wait a whole best of series before I use it again.
There's no mods for this. I really think that was just a once-off thing, man.
Yeah, you'd think so. Medevac actually gets started down there. That's pretty important. 3rd CC is on the way, so ByuN's not going for the follow-up tank push, which can have a powerful position on this map. And Hydra's going to mix it up a little bit. Not go for the infestation pit. Not let ByuN, I guess, expect the expected? Like, know the expected? However you want to put it. He's going to...
Sounds like a Zoolander quote right there.
Yeah, right? To Spire
he's gonna start to set this really far. I guess he's really confident off a creep. He's got the Widow Mines coming in that front line there, but they eat the Balix though. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Bro spawn. The control from ByuN is so good, even when he's panicking. But
ByuN,
even that, he can only save a certain amount of these units.
ByuN's one weakness, like true weakness, I feel, besides occasionally not going for this build and then losing games because of it, is mutiling bling. Like, this is not the first time, nor it'll be the last time that we see his Widow Mine control just be super, super poor. Like, he you know, sends them forward and they all die, and you need those to take on the mass amount of lings and banelings. And he can get overwhelmed, especially if he does mess up like that. The Widow Mines don't do anything, so... I was going to talk about it last game, then of course disconnect and the invitation bit.
Yeah! Oh. Sorry, I always look so good watching him do that.
This might be the last opportunity to do that. Bending speed's going to finish up here. Creep is going to be replanted. Not a lot of mutas. Not a lot of larva. Supply block? Supply block, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's funny because you got supply block last game too. Now, granted, that's like 150 supply in the end of the game, so it wasn't as big of a deal, but it's kind of interesting to note that from Hydra. This is a guy who normally plays pretty flawlessly.
Yeah, what a scrub. So the Overlord, I think, saw the tail end of those drops. Not unexpected either. ByuN gonna go with the wall off here. That might be free pickings from mutas, which, you know what, ByuN doesn't know about yet. As I said, this might be Hydra because it's Frost, you know, it's also a good muta map, so King Sejong Station was okay as well. I think just because last game for Infestation Pits, he's hoping ByuN will make a mistake by over-dedicating with drops against mutas, and this would be a severe over-dedication if Hydra had 10 mutas right off the bat, right? But one goes down. Good positioning with the Marines against the Lings as well, and this is still a complicated drop for Hydra to clean up completely. It's actually taken a lot of his forces away from the main fight, potentially. Oh, I just did it. I zoomed. There's only 3 Banelings here. Widow Mines are going to get some decent hits. Oh, that was pretty good, actually. I got to pick up, though. Not a lot left over. But his 3rd CC is going to be saturated, and his upgrades are pretty close to Hydra's. Hydra's getting a 4th base now. Now his muta count's going to start growing, though. And ByuN has not added in any Elo Birders yet. There's his first 2.
I didn't get any of these out last time. Yeah, we saw that sort of desperation move towards it, but this time around, it's not so much that panic for Ultras, it's a lot more panic for AoE. We do have double drops set up in the top right, just hanging outside of Hydra's base, waiting to go in. So as ByuN's army moves through the middle of the map, it may be a matter of just distracting on one side and attacking with the other. In fact, he does get caught on the top side, though.
God. Well, looked away at the wrong second. Gets cleaned up with a medevac as well, so it really entirely cleaned up. And with 14 mutas, that's bound to happen. 21 banelings are on the way, all formed over here. ByuN might take a minute for him to, like, realize, I guess, where Hydra took this base, but when you really think about it, it's quite obvious. As I said, free supply depots for mutas is just, I mean, you don't really want to let Ling run bys through wherever, but this might be just something you can't really help. Winter mines are a clever solution. Oh, good split.
Yep. Wow, that works too, despite the split. That was clever on both sides. Now, in the middle of the map, of course, obtaining control of the watchtower is a pretty big deal, but ByuN, who's been fighting against creep this whole game, you wouldn't know it, right? Like, the creep spread's just gotten so crazy. The mutas come in, but the liberators are targeting the one on the edge instead of the heart of the mutas. That's a big mistake out of ByuN. He's too busy focused on the ground, and the auto attack from the liberators failed him utterly and entirely.
Wow, Hydra looks decent at 2-0. He might have enough to overwhelm here. Not a lot of Marauders soak everything up.
My God.
Doesn't split at the last second, and there are Lings in the third base. I think ByuN just died. He's dead.
He may have. I mean, this is a huge loss to take. His army count still hasn't recovered yet. The mutas, though, being starting to give it away for free. Command center went down. No lift whatsoever. GG gets called. This is a guy. Like, Hydra, congratulations. But ByuN is a guy who was expected to win this tournament, much less be in the loser's bracket after his first match today.
Yeah. I mean, with Hydra not having the best experience in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, to ByuN always looking pretty good, always, at least with that comeback potential, maybe the double elimination bracket, it's still the same idea, you know, the massive comeback. It is top 8 qualifies, so that's top 4, bottom 4, I assume. So you only have to win, oh wait, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you'd have to win 4 more matches. I think he could, though. He's probably going to face Guru in the bottom half of things. I didn't realize Guru was here. And I actually can't predict the rest. I'm not even going to try. Hydra advances. He'll be facing the winner of Tails versus Billowy, and now we have to try and find another match.
That may be worth waiting on. Alternatively, my suggestion would be Natural versus Forte, because Natural has really been surprising us lately.
Well, Tails is out of game, so I messaged him.
Okay. Well, guys, we're going to hop to a small commercial break while we figure out what's up next. So stick with us. If you're curious about the brackets yourself, !brackets in chat, and we'll see you soon.